I'm not gonna hold you, besties. I really took a long time to actually record this video because I was a little nervous, and I'm still nervous to see how much money I actually owe in debt. I'm really excited for the debt repayment plan and setting that up, but I'm like, how much do I really owe? Because I really don't know. I haven't done the calculation. So in this video, I am going to be setting up my debt payment plan. I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna be calculating how much money I actually owe in debt and then sharing my plan with you. But I'm also going to be talking about how I actually got into debt. I think it's really important for everybody to understand that, so that when we get out of debt, we don't get into it again. So if that is something that you are here for, then just go ahead and stay tuned. All right, besties, I'm gonna just tell you now, go get some water, coffee, tea, energy, or just chill, because this is gonna be a long one. This is something that is gonna take a long time, even in your own personal journey. If this is something that you are looking to do, it's gonna take a while to do. So this video will probably be around 40 minutes long, somewhere around there, because it's gonna take a little bit of time. So go ahead, grab your snack, grab your piece of paper and your pen if you want to do it with me, but I am sharing my journey with you guys. So step one of me starting over in my journey of getting my finances back in order was to pay off all of my past due bills, and I've already done that. So if that's something that you are looking to do yourself, or you want to see any videos on that, I will have a playlist listed up here where I will show you the journey of me paying all of my past due bills to current, so that I can at least get into the green in that part. So I also have a dedicated video where I am just telling you how I got out of debt. Or not out of debt, but how I got out of the red and paid all of my bills to current. So that is for you. So that was phase one. Phase two is to actually pay off the debt that I have, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. But first, I want to get into how I even got into debt. I do have some notes here so that the video isn't too long, because I don't want it to be too long. So just to kind of keep me on track, because I'll talk forever and ever, y'all know. So let's talk about how it all started. So at 18 years old, I opened up a few credit cards. So I opened up a bank credit card, and then I opened up a few retail credit cards, and I pretty much maxed them out. I thought I was like balling, y'all. And I would make the minimum payments on the credit cards a few months. However, after a while, I stopped making those payments on those credit cards. I think one, because I had gotten fired from one job and was working at another job, but I just didn't understand the importance of making sure that I paid off that debt. So all of those credit cards ended up closing and going to collections. So at that point, I was like, well, there it is there. I have bad credit now. There's nothing I can do about it. Let me just go ahead and move on with my life with bad credit, right? And so I didn't feel like the story for me was going to be having a credit. Plus, I didn't know that I was able to even work with the credit, with the collections companies, pay those off, and then move on with my life. I was just like, I got bad credit now. So it's gonna be hard for me to rent an apartment, rent a car, and do other things that, or even like purchase a car where, you know, just going into a reputable car lot and just purchase a car with a good credit, with a good APR. So I just went on about my life, and from about 18 to about 37, I think it was, I had bad credit. I was like, there it is there. Whenever I rented an apartment, I had to pay extra for the down payment in order for me to secure that apartment. In order for me to purchase cars, well, I had a couple cars purchased for me, like from my mother. Well, one, not a couple. She bought me one car. But then from other times that I did purchase a vehicle, I would purchase them from those like little corner lots where my APR was super crazy and my car note was super high for a super old car, right? So I dealt with that. And I also had to get co-signers for some apartments that I had as well. I also had to get co-signers for cars as well. and I couldn't get any credit cards or anything like that. When it came to renting cars, my friends would have to do it, or their parents. My mom wasn't doing it, but their parents would rent the cars or whatnot. And so I lived a very limited lifestyle unless I had the cash to pay for it, because I didn't have the credit to show that I was basically trustworthy to do these things. And so that's how I was able to live. I would just pay the actual cash. And some people would say no, but I had to build a relationship with some people for them to be able to trust me when it came to apartments. I had to just really butter them up, like, please, I'm a single mom, I'll give you more money. But it was just very tough, and it was very hard, and to just walk around saying I have bad credit, or walking in the store and just for them to say like, oh, would you like this credit card? It was like, no, because I already know I'm going to get declined, right? So that was that. And so from, like I said, from about 18 to about 36 or something like that, I basically had bad credit. So now let's talk about how I paid off my debt the first time. So there were some pockets in there. One pocket where I had, we know that after a certain amount of time, things fall off of your credit. So during that long span of time, there were some things that fell off of my credit, and I had started going to open up department store cards. I opened up a Nordstrom card, I opened up a Target card, I opened up a Old Navy card. I was just opening all kind of department store cards, like the worst, right? And I was using those cards and I was making the payments. However, there was a point where I stopped making those payments, and then all of those cards then went to collection. So then I had bad credit again. And the thing was, I was so excited that I was able to open up cards that I was like, ooh, yes, let me open up this card. I just felt like I was somebody, right? And then I got right back into debt. That was during this time. So then the next time that I paid off debt for real was when my mother decided to sell the home that we lived in, and she was like, you need to go buy you a house. And I'm like, Mama, how am I buy me a house? Like, my credit is bad. Like, how am I gonna do that? And she helped me to work out a plan. I talked to a lender, and the lender walked me through the process of how to rebuild my credit. So I called all of the cards, or the accounts that I had in collections, and I worked out a plan with them. For the majority of them, I would pay them, and then they would remove the account from my credit. And then some of them I paid them and they didn't remove the account from my credit. So some will work with you in that way. And so I just started paying the one credit card that I did have still. I just started paying that on time every single month. And so after time, my credit then continued to improve. So once I got ready to purchase my home, I definitely improved. And then at this time, I have now already built a better relationship with money and understanding credit, and knowing that I can rebuild my credit and I don't just have to have bad credit. And so based upon the people that I was around, I thought rebuilding your credit meant that you did something illegal, because the people that I was around, they were buying credit profiles, and that's what they were using in order to get certain things. And so that's kind of what I thought rebuilding credit meant. And I thought I was like, why would I put myself in more trouble? Like, I'm already in trouble, so I'm not gonna go buy a fake profile just to do something. So that was going around crazy. I don't know if they're still doing that. So the good thing is that I did have the money. I had the liquid cash to be able to just pay these things off. So I just paid them off really quick and got done with it and moved on with my life. Now we want to talk about, how did I get into debt again? After going almost 20 years in debt, paying it off, and now you're back in debt again? Okay, let's talk about it. So this is where I feel that some of us as influencers or credit money people, whatever you want to call us, need to be very, very careful, because this is how I got back into debt. After I purchased my home, and then I was excited. I was like, oh yes, I purchased my home. You know, debt is bad. Credit cards are bad. It sucks. Ugh. I was kind of like that Dave Ramsey person. Credit is horrible. Why would you get a credit card? Blah, blah, blah. But as I continue to look at certain blogs and vlogs and internet and all that stuff, I would hear people say, well, you can get you a credit card and you can leverage your credit card for points, and for those points you can use them to do X, Y, and Z, right? And so I'm like, okay, so then I would love to get some money. If I already have to spend money at the grocery store, why don't I go get a credit card, spend the money at the grocery store, and then also get some money on the back end because I spent money at the grocery store, right? That's what they're telling me to do, and it's working for them, so why wouldn't it work for me? This is why it didn't work for me. Because number one, I feel like I totally still didn't understand that concept. And I definitely didn't understand that, yes, you can do that, but you have to have a great strategy around that, and you have to have great discipline around that, and you really have to know that system. So my mom does it, and her credit is like, probably, I think she said she's within the 1% of people with good credit. So different people could do it, but if you are someone like me who didn't really understand how to do it, it wasn't just like, oh, go get the credit card, spend the money, and then that was it. So there was a two-part thing. Number one, I was trying to do that. And then number two, I was also getting that feeling again of, wow, I applied for this credit card and I just get it, because now my credit is good. I have rebuilt my credit. I'm a homeowner now, and they're saying yes every single time I call to increase my credit limit. They say yes. I was feeling myself, and then I was like, ooh, let me see if I can get a personal loan from a bank. That's something I've never been able to do. So then I get this, I submit my application for the personal loan. I get it. Right? So I'm just like, okay, I got good credit now, right? But then I lost myself in the process. I stopped budgeting. As during that period of time where you guys didn't really see me online, I was living my best life. I'm not even gonna lie, I was living my best life the wrong way, right? So I'm spending money on the credit cards. I'm like, oh, I'll just pay it off. You know, I'll pay it off. I'll pay it off. I'll pay it off. But then it got to a point where I really just lost touch of everything. I stopped. I kept using the credit, but I wasn't paying it off completely. I was past due on my bills. I would forget to pay the bills. And so it just began to be the snowball effect where I just got back into debt again. And now, Lord knows how much money I have in debt. And the sad thing is, it wasn't like I didn't have the money to pay off the card, because I had the money at that time to pay it off. I just was like, oh, I'll get to it next month. I'll get to it next month. I'll get to it next month, and never did. So now here we are again, paying off debt. But this time, I can't just throw a whole bunch of money at the debt. I don't have that. I don't have the liquid cash to just pay everything off. I have to do certain things. I have to take some of the money from my 9-to-5 to pay it off. I have to also have a side hustle to help me pay it off as quickly as possible. I don't want to be paying off debt for years and years and years and years and years on little debt. Like, some people can do that. Some people can do it. I don't want to do it. I want to get rid of this debt as fast as I possibly can, and that is going to take side hustle money. So giving you that information is important so that you will know and understand how I am setting up my plan. Okay, that's key information so that you'll know that. Let me see. Okay, so I talked about how it all started. I talked about how I paid off debt the first time. I talked about how I got back into debt. And if you have any questions, if I'm not clear, please ask me, because y'all, I'm just talking and I don't know. And then my plan from here on out. So I do plan on keeping my credit cards. I do plan on closing one. But I don't know if I should close it. I think I should, but I'm gonna tell you guys why I want to close it when we start writing the plan down. So that's it. I'm gonna flip the camera over, and we are going to start to plan out this debt journey payoff plan. And I created a workbook, you guys, that I am so excited about. And so we'll look through the workbook. And if you are interested in this workbook, the link will be down below. But let's go ahead and pay off this debt, honey. Let's create the plan. So I would like to present to you the Budget Treasures Debt-Free Journey Workbook. I'm super excited about this labor of love because I feel as though this is going to help me to pay off my debt as quickly as possible. So the first page here just says, congratulations for making the decision to pay off your debt. This page here talks about how you can use this workbook and how it would work best for you. And this page here talks about different debt payoff strategies. These are payoff strategies or methods that a lot of people use, but there's one that I feel I don't hear too much about, and that is the debt priority method. So I'm super excited about the information in that section of the workbook. And then we have the ideas to make extra money portion of the workbook. The bottom line is, if you want to pay off your debt as quickly as possible and you have other things like mortgages and stuff like that, then you pretty much need to make extra money. I mean, that's my opinion. And so, you know, these are different ideas on how you can make extra money. And then it has a note section for you to complete. Now, this is where I'm kind of nervous, but super excited to complete. This is the area where you are going to create your debt payoff plan. And we're going to go into detail as I am completing mine. We have a debt overview, and then we have a debt payment tracker sheet. We have 3 of these sheets, which has 12 boxes, and well, in total. And then I have the debt progress jar. This is 12 sheets that I have here for each debt payoff. So most people, you know, if you have more than 12 debts, that's a lot. But the good thing is that this is a digital version. So if you do need to print more, you can. And then here is the monthly credit score. So this is where I will be sharing with you all my monthly credit scores, but you can complete it however you want. I may not do it every single month because I don't know that there will be enough movement. And listen, I am really opening up to you guys and sharing with you some intimate information. That's why I call you guys my besties. And then I have a thank you section here. So let's go ahead and get in, besties. So if I haven't already, I want to invite you to subscribe. Well, if you are a bestie, that means that you're already subscribed. But if you want to become a bestie, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up for doing something that I was really putting off. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I am going to complete this, and then I'm going to come back and we'll chat about it.
Just pulled up to the house. Don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a good. I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that.
So let's go ahead and go through the debt payoff plan. So why do I want to pay off debt? I want to be able to increase my credit score again. I just don't even want to look at where it is. I know it's probably like 5 something. I know it's nowhere in the 6s. So I want to increase my credit score. I'm ready to start my homework projects again. So if you are not an oldie but goodie, you probably do not remember the homework series that I had where I was saving money for different things that I needed for my home before I moved in. Once I got in the house, I kind of stopped with the homework projects, but I want to continue with that, and it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm ready to really start furnishing my home the way that I want it and doing some not like renovation projects because my home is brand new, but there are some things that I want to structurally add to the home. So I want to start with those projects and take you along the journey with me. And I'm tired of having a million bills. I feel like I have a million bills. All I want, I want to pay my mortgage, my utilities, my life insurance, and that's it. I feel like I have a million bills, so I'm ready to get those down. I also want my money for myself and to do the things that I love, which is my homework projects, going out with friends and family. Like, I don't want my money tied up in debt. And then I also do want to purchase more real estate in the future. How that will be done, I don't know, but I know I do want to purchase another home in, sometime in the future. So that's why I want to pay off debt. Now, what method am I going to use? I'm going to use the debt snowball and the debt priority method. So the debt snowball, we already know, you list your debt from smallest balance to the highest balance and you pay your debt in that order. However, you take the minimum payment, and once you have paid off that smallest debt, then you roll that minimum payment into the next credit card or debt that you have that you're looking to pay off. So I'm gonna do it that way. But then the debt priority method basically talks about whatever debt you have, it may be at priority. Like, you may need to pay this debt because something negative will happen if you don't pay it off right away. Regardless of what an interest rate is or the balance is, you need to hurry up and get that debt paid off. So I'm not sure. Once I write everything down, I'll be able to know how much debt I'm in and if that needs to happen. For example, I know my taxes that I had on the home, I knew that I had to pay that off within a certain amount of time. I think that one is 3 years now. So that may be a priority. I don't know, but I know that may be a way that I will pay off my debt. But once I have everything written down, I'll be able to really decide. So what income am I going to use to pay off debt? Side hustle money and my 9-to-5 income. I am going to be saving money all month. And that goes to this question: what day will I make my, let me bring this down. What day will I make my debt payments? So I want to make my payments on the last day of the month. That way I would have had all monies come in from side hustle money, 9-to-5 money, that will let me know how much money I can pay toward this debt. Of course, I would have paid the minimum payment whenever it is due. And then on the last day of the month, I am going to make that large payment to whatever debt it is that I'm paying off. Right now, I'm not really worried about a statement date, a payment date, and all that. It gets too complicated for me. So this is the process that I am using, and this is going to be my strategy that is going to work for me. How long will it take me to pay off my debt? Really as fast as I can, but I'm hoping no more than 6 months. I'm praying no more than 6 months that it will take me to pay off my debt. So now let's get to the fun part, which is not so fun. I'm so nervous. You guys don't even understand. The debt overview page. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you guys. So this is the part that I am most nervous for. So here I am going to be writing down, regardless of what order, I'm going to be writing down all of my debt right now. So I'm going to need my laptop. So I'm going to bring that up here so that I can just put all my debt here. And then once I write all of my debt down, then here is where I will start to decide what payoff order it's going to be in. Okay. So it's going to take me a little minute to do this. I'm not going to keep you guys through all of this. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to come back and then we're going to discuss it. So I want for you guys to tell me in the comments, how much money do you think I owe in debt? Now, this is consumer debt. I'm not talking about my home. I'm not talking about my student loans. I do have student loans that I'm really not ready, that I don't really have to pay right now. But I'm talking about like consumer debt. I need a roundabout number. How much do you guys think I owe? Put it in the comments. right, besties. I just had to kind of stop filming and write everything down because it was taking me a while to kind of get through everything. And I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of just got a little down, if you will. Well, I don't know, but after writing everything down, my mood started to decrease because I really didn't know that the numbers were numbering the way that they are. I knew that it was bad, but I feel like this is really bad. So I'm gonna pick myself back up because I took a moment. I walked downstairs. I was just like, Lord, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. This is one of those areas and those times where I just have to trust you and know that I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. But God, I really trust you to walk me through this. It's not gonna be as easy as I thought. So writing everything down is definitely a real moment. And I think that's the reason why it took me so long to do it, because I knew that this was gonna be a real moment. And when I wrote down on the other page that it was gonna take me 6 months, hopefully shorter, no baby. It's not gonna take me 6 months, honey. It's gonna take me longer than that. So I wrote everything down. Make sure you guys put in the comments how much you think my debt is. I hope that you wrote it down in total. Now this is everything outside of my mortgage and like student loans. I'm kind of like still in school, so I really don't have to count that. So there is a column here for the actual debt. There's a column for the interest rate, and then there's a column for the total balance, and then there's a column for the minimum payment, because I do want to see how much money is going out to debt per month. So let's go over each thing. So I have a credit card here that has the total limit on the card is $250, and I owe $168.48 on this card, and the interest rate is 25.15%, and my minimum payment is $30. Then I have a Visa card. This interest rate is 28.99%, and I owe $1,690.25. And the minimum payment is $57 a month. And of course it decreases as I pay more. I have an American Express card, which is 31.99%. I was like, what? That's a lot. Total balance on that is $2,527.70. And the minimum payment monthly is $133.18. Then I have my Capital One card, the rip-off card, I believe. This one is 31.99% as well, and I owe $2,920.48. $113 is the minimum payment. Then I have a personal loan, which I took out $5,000, and the balance left on this is $3,345.56, and my minimum payment is $133.72. And I have an ADT system, so this, I don't even know why I put this on a monthly payment plan when I definitely had the money at the time to just go ahead and pay for it. Why I did this, I guess I just didn't want to give up the cash, but I had thousands of dollars that I could have just did away with this. But anyway, the interest rate is 0%, and the total balance on this is $352.35, and this is $12.15 that I pay for it every month. Next is the 401k loan. This is at 7.25%. This loan is $5,171.60, and the minimum payment is $55.09. Loan number 2, $4,979.93. Minimum payment $49.43, 9.25% interest. And then taxes. This is for my supplemental taxes. This is due to my mortgage company. This is the taxes that I didn't ask them to pay, and they decided to go ahead and pay it. So now I owe them, and it's 3 years that I need to pay. I have 3 years to pay them. $6,915.19. Minimum payment $192.10. And then I have personal taxes. There is interest on it, but I don't know what the interest is, so I just left it blank for now. That's $2,877.74, and I pay $50 a month. So as you can imagine, this is definitely more than I thought that I owed, and yeah, it's kind of stressful. But I'm gonna go ahead and calculate everything and see how much I owe in debt. All right, you guys. I'm not gonna cry. What the heck? Okay, so I have $30,949.28. This is 100% not what I thought my total debt was. I thought my total debt was like $10,000. So this is a lot of money. Now let's see how much I'm paying per month. So I'm paying $825.67 a month in debt, because I have to pay all of this is what I pay monthly in debt. This comes out of my paycheck. This is now attached to my mortgage. These are the amounts that I pay on my credit card. Yeah, this is what I pay a month, $825.67. Like, do you know what I could do with that? Do you know what I could do with that? Okay, so I had my moment and whatever. So now I have to decide what order I'm going to pay this debt in. Let me tell you that it just may change, okay? Just know that on your journey, don't expect everything to go as planned. Things may happen, certain things may come up, another debt may come in and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta pay this debt or whatnot. So just know that, okay? That things can possibly change. There's one more thing that I do want to talk about as far as like saving money before you start your debt journey. And I did want to save $2,000 before I started the debt journey. And I'm probably going to do that and then just go ahead and start. So that way, if there are any emergencies that come up, I can take care of that emergency and kind of work it in to, you know, pay off whatever I need to pay off. So I'm not really sure, to be honest with you guys, how long it's going to take me to pay this stuff off. It'll probably be a year, 2. It really just depends on my side hustle. If I make $30,000 in a month, oh Lord Jesus, I hope so. I'm gonna pay the majority of this off. It's here. But you know, definitely, I don't know. Honestly, at this point, like 30,000, like, are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn the camera off so that I can focus, so that it's not gonna take me too long to do this part, and then I'll come back and explain. All right, you guys, so I have completed the trackers and put the order in which I want to pay these debts. Oh God, I can't even talk. This will not be fully in the debt snowball order. It's kind of like all over the place. Like I said, it's gonna combine debt snowball with the priority. So I'm going to be paying my MasterCard first. It's the smallest balance. Just go ahead and get that out of here. As you'll notice, the next smallest balance that I have on here is the ADT system, $352. But the reason why I'm not going to pay this next is because it would only save me $12.15 a month. And it's on a 0% interest. It's not really impacting anything much. So I decided to just stick with the credit impacting debts, okay? And so, which means that next will be my Visa, which is $16.90. That's gonna come in at number 2. And then number 3, oh, let me move my laptop. And then number 3 will be my American Express card for $25.27. Number 4, Capital One, $29.20. And then number 5 will be my personal loan. And then I'm gonna pay off the ADT. I'm gonna get rid of all of my credit impacting debts first, and then I'll worry about paying ADT at that point. Then I'm gonna go to the bigger debts, which is the supplemental taxes. This is pretty much a priority because once I'm able to pay this off, then my mortgage will decrease by $192.10. Then I'm gonna bounce back over and pay off the taxes. And then lastly, I will be paying off the 401k loan number 2 first, and then number 1. Hopefully I won't have any more debt, but basically the way that I'm going to do it is once I am done paying off the MasterCard, I'm gonna take that $30 and I'm gonna roll that into paying off the Visa for the minimum payment while I'm working to pay off the full balance. So when I'm doing my paycheck budgets, I'm gonna, in the debt section, I'm gonna take that 30 plus the 57, and that's what I'll be paying for the minimum. And then whatever I can pay additional outside of the minimum is what I will be paying on the 30th of the month, or the last day of the month, whatever day that is. I will be filming and recording my debt-free journey videos at the end of the month as well. So those videos will come out once a month, and it will be in a playlist for you to be able to go back and watch them in order. So those are my trackers, and then I'm gonna be setting up the progress jar. I'm not gonna set one up for the MasterCard because I'm already gonna, highlight that in. And then as far as the Visa, I might do this one. I'm not sure because that one's a higher balance. Or I might do it actually. I'm not sure. But make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram, TikTok, and then of course subscribe here on YouTube, because just like I do track my progress with my no spends, I'm also going to be tracking my progress for my debt with coloring this in. So that is pretty much it. I have everything set up and I have it in my budget book. I just call this my budget book. It includes everything. It includes everything from my budgets to my no spend. That's the reason why I like the digital versions. I know that some people, they're asking me for physical versions of my actual no spend. If you would like a physical version of this workbook, the Debt Free Journey workbook, please let me know, and I will definitely consider, if there's enough of a demand for it, I will consider creating the physical version to my workbooks. But for right now, I am all set. I am sad but excited that I have a plan. When I was writing them all down on the overview, I was very stressed. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt a lot of emotions and bad emotions over me. But then when I went to the tracker and I started to actually, state which cards I'm gonna pay in order, or what debt I was gonna pay in order, I started to feel better because I know that I have a plan in place. I'm gonna work my plan. and I will be debt free. When? I don't know. Hopefully as soon as I can be. But anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Go be great. Peace out.